Do you ever find money just coming into your bank account from your student loan finances or your parents or any other sponsors of yours and just disappearing within like days, and then you just find yourself being all broke and you're just surprised because, hey, where did all my money go? It's happened to me a lot, and it's honestly got me so baffed that I'm just sitting here and looking at my bank statements of how I'd spent so much of like £1 to £5, which is not really expensive. And that was mad because I don't know where all that money went. So here's top 10 ways you can save money as a university student. Hey guys, I'm Shruti and welcome to my channel Shruspia. I'll be posting videos every Wednesday, and if you're enjoying this video so far, please drop a like and please subscribe to my channel. And because this is my first ever video, fingers crossed I've been doing a decent job at it. So yeah, moving on to the tips. Here's tip number 1. It might seem the most obvious thing to do because you're at university. You need to go to class, because I've seen a lot of people, like acquaintances and friends of mine, bunk their classes because, hey, this professor is not good. This person doesn't speak proper English. I don't understand their accent. There's so many bullshit reasons you give when you're spending about, I don't know, 10,000 quid a year to attend these classes, and that's 10,000 quid down the drain of things you didn't utilize. It might be a terrible teacher, I agree, because I've had many shitty lecturers myself, and trust me, you don't want to be wasting so much of money which can actually benefit you in a way or two. Like if you ended up going to any of these classes, even with shitty teachers in them, you're bound to learn a thing or two, because at the end of the day they're more qualified. Tip number 2, don't buy textbooks unless they're extremely necessary and are really important that you buy them, because textbooks are hella expensive, starting from your IGs, to be fair. Like you start with your O levels and you're just like, one textbook costs so much. Go to the library, go to your neighborhood library, go to your university library. They're bound to have resources that you need for your course, because if they don't, you can technically sue the university or ask them and they'll make arrangements. I'm an actuarial science student, and the faculty recommended that I buy this formula book, so it makes it easier for me to practice at home and then navigate through the book during the exam. It's got like mortality tables and stuff, so I had to buy that thing, and I think it cost around £50, which was 5,000 Indian rupees. And imagine buying a 200-page book for like 5,000 Indian rupees. Indians out there, you get that. It's crazy, it's mad. And I was just like, man, looks like I'll have to starve for a week because of this. So yeah, don't buy textbooks unless they're extremely necessary. Tip number 3, don't buy bottled water. This way you will be saving the environment, the turtles will be alive, it's unicorns and rainbows everywhere. Just kidding, but don't buy bottled water, because you end up spending so much on buying bottles that you don't realize that you can use tap water instead. And if you don't live in a country where you can't really use tap water because it's not exactly safe, boil the tap water, it becomes safe then. Number 4, make all of your transactions in cash. I call this the Monopoly mindset. That's because, you know, when you play the game Monopoly, you make all of your transactions in cash. You're mindful about which property you need to spend money on. Most of the time, it's smart to avoid the most expensive properties at the extreme end of the board before the go symbol, and go for the ones that are near the jail and close by. I don't know how it works, even though it's by luck. You know, a lot of people just end up in those properties, and every time you spend money on these expensive properties per se, for example, you feel guilty. You're just like, do I really need this? Do I really have to buy this property just to flex on my mates who are playing the game with me? But you know, you do it anyways, and then you feel guilty, and then you go bankrupt eventually. And the same mindset applies here. Like, if you withdraw cash and make transactions in cash, you tend to be mindful about your spending and control it. And honestly, it really works. So if you're enjoying this video so far, please drop a like and definitely subscribe to my channel. That'd be of a great help to me, because I will be posting videos every Wednesday. That brings us to tip number 5. Now that you are making all of your transactions in cash, it's about time you invested in, buying a piggy bank for all your change. Loose change accumulates, and that leads to a decent sum of money which you don't realize yourself. I am a pool addict, and I was addicted to saving up on those £1 coins. I played at least 10 pool games a day, and I wasted so much of money on it. I probably still will, not gonna lie, I mean, just kidding. But yeah, that's £10 a day, 365 days, £3,650. It is not a joke, my friends. Like, change accumulates into a big decent amount of money. That brings us to tip number 6. Only take cash on nights out. Especially this is important where the nightlife culture is big in university campuses. Like, my university has a nightclub in it. I have seen people spend over £100 in the club buying shots and stuff, which is not cool. Like, literally, imagine wasting £100 on a night that you're not even going to remember because you were so drunk and sloshed off your mind. So only take cash on nights out. So this way you will be mindful again of what you're spending. I know I've been using the word mindful a lot, but yeah, as a university student, you need to be mindful. I think mindful is my new word. Alright, so here's tip number 7. Do it yourself, especially cooking. Guys, honestly, ordering food from outside, taking out, might save you time, might give you more time to like do other stuff. When it comes to saving money, obviously cooking your own food is gonna save you a lot of money. Buying groceries, veggies and meat from the supermarket combined will last you for like a week for the same amount of money you're gonna spend on just a meal, and that really helps you guys save money. That brings us to tip number 8. When you're buying your essentials, may it be cleaning products or even groceries sometimes, go to the dollars and pound stores. You get your stuff for super cheap over there compared to your regular supermarket. Some places even give student discounts on top of these discounts, so you just need to go to like the cashier and ask if they give any discounts. So if you don't live in a country where they don't have like pound or dollar stores or stores of like a similar concept where everything's like discounted and cheap, your best bet is to buy from a street vendor. If you get lucky, your food, the produce they sell might be fresh, organic and healthy, cheap, all of it together. And you can also ask for a good bargain, and bargaining is essential, you guys, especially as a student or if you're trying to live frugally. You can get a good bargain if you have the right skills, so you can like work on it. Alright, tip number 9, freeze your groceries. This can include cheese, veggies and obviously meat, and trust me, it makes them last longer and makes them stay fresh. And or you can buy those already packeted frozen vegetables and all of that they sell. That's usually cheap. Buy frozen fish as opposed to fresh fish if you're into fish or any other forms of seafood. That helps your food last longer, and obviously eventually reducing your expenses on the whole. Like, you'd probably end up spending max of £20 on groceries in a week, and if you cook, that adds to it. And that brings us to our final tip. Tip number 10. Go grocery shopping after 6 p.m. in the evening. This is extremely important because this is when you get all your freshly baked goods, sometimes fresh produce, other meal deals for extremely cheap and discounted, because it's at this time you find the grocery shop people, they restock on like fresh goods for the next day. So that means they put all the previous day's goods on clearance. It's not necessary that they're going to lose all their freshness. It's just that when it becomes a day old, people wouldn't buy it, and you know, they sell it off for cheap. But it's not like they expired. You can probably make use of that and save money. Alright you guys, so that's pretty much 10 ways you can save money as a student. I'll be posting videos on Wednesdays every week, so, and fingers crossed I did a decent job at this first video thing. I'm super excited to take my YouTube channel forward. So I'll see you again next week.